Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex. Today we were at Brennan Theaters watching Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This is the culmination of a 9-movie series. I can't really think of anything as iconic as Star Wars when it comes to pop culture. It is on a whole nother level. Now, with that being said, this movie I think is going to be divisive. As a standalone movie, take out the fandom, take out the nostalgia, take out your love for these characters, and the buildup of all these years. This is a lot of exposition, a lot of MacGuffin, and a little dash of Deus Ex Machina. It really is kind of rough. With that being said, if you put all the rest of that back in, which is how most of us are going to see it, filled with nostalgia, love for these characters we've known our whole life, and really wanting to know how and if everything's going to wrap up, it's quite a ride. And because of that, I adored this movie. Did I see the flaws in writing? Did I see some of the thin exposition and some of the cheap tricks they use? I did see those. I did. I noticed them. And the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking about those. But none of them take away from the overall experience I had watching this movie. This is an emotional roller coaster. Every moment of this movie, another character is on screen that you care about, that you want to see what's going to happen. Another plot point is being advanced that you've been waiting to get the answer for. I think it pays off. Not everybody's going to agree with some of the choices they made, but I think everybody's going to find something they like in this movie. I actually think everybody's going to find a lot of something they like in this movie. The questions everybody's probably going to ask. Do you have to know Star Wars explicitly to enjoy this movie? Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff they don't explain. If this was your first Star Wars movie, you would be lost. Completely lost. But, I mean, that makes sense. It's the 9th movie in a series. That's kind of how it works. Are things predictable? Some things are pretty predictable. But, man, the journey's still fun. Even if you have a feeling you know where it's going to go, it's still fun to go through that journey and see the actions and enjoy the moments and get emotional with the characters. It's still enjoyable. Does the ending pay off everything that's built up? Honestly, that's something you're going to have to figure out on your own because it's going to mean something different for everybody. And I think that's what's beautiful about this series is I know that the last movie, Last Jedi, was extremely controversial. Half the people hated it more than anything in the world, and then people loved it more than anything in the world. And I can honestly say that that's just the passion that Star Wars brings. So take all that passion, whether you loved or hated the last movie, and go in this movie with the want to enjoy yourself. Let yourself go into these characters in this story. Don't go in wanting to nitpick the story. Don't go in trying to find things wrong. If something strikes you the wrong way, let it go and keep going with the flow. If you go into this movie wanting to enjoy it, I promise you, you will come out of it having enjoyed it immensely. Obviously, we want to tear into the movie making a little bit here as well. It's not just about the story. When it comes to the movie making, there are a few points that I definitely want to hit on. One, this movie is visually stunning. Every shot they get is a painting. Every moment they get, every special effect is gorgeous. This is a culmination of technology and acting and sound and music, and it is just a beauty to behold. It really is. The fight choreography is not only amazing in execution, amazing in the dance that is the fight, but also amazing in how the fight ties to the story that's going on. Every fight has a deeper meaning than just, look at this, we're fighting. There's more to it, and I think that really works. More so in this than the last 2 movies we've gotten. I think that when you take the story and set it aside, which is what everybody's going to mostly be talking about, I think this is a marvel of film, a masterpiece. I can't imagine cinematography being better in this movie. I can't imagine the music being better in this movie. Everything is exactly what it needed to be. The only thing that I think people are going to poke and prod and debate is going to be that story. It really depends on what you were looking for, and it really depends on how much you just wanted to enjoy yourself. So I'm going to give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a perfect score, I can't justify a perfect score when there are aspects of the movie, as small as they might be, that really bothered me. So I can't go into those because they're spoilers, but there were certain choices that were made, especially towards the end, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So that does take it away from a perfect movie. But, and I mean this seriously, I have not had an experience as much of an emotional roller coaster as this movie. I had my entire life of movies and characters and love for this franchise all come together in this experience. And I've never experienced anything like it. I would go to say that I had a stronger emotional experience with this movie than I probably did the original movies because of the age I saw them at originally. This was one hell of a ride. I really hope that you get as much enjoyment out of this movie as I did, because the more people that do, I know that was the point. I hope that more people come out of this movie with a smile on their face than did Last Jedi. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the vortex. We'll see you next time.